Pochettino makes 5 changes from the team that beat Lens 2-1 at home last time. Outgoing are Dagba, Gea, Danilo, Draxler and Sarabia. For the Citizens then, they line up with Ederson, then Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones and Walker are back 4. 3 in front of those are Gundogan, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva. And then up top, Foden, De Bruyne and Mahrez. For Paris Saint-Germain, Navas in goal and Diallo, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Florenzi across the back 4. 2 holders in Paredes and Herrera, then Neymar, Verratti and Di Maria, with Icardi just ahead of them, and Kylian Mbappe only fit enough for a place on the bench. We're closing in on kick-off at the Etihad. It's the second leg of the Champions League semi-final, with City 2-1 up from the first leg. And for Pep Guardiola's side, they make 9 changes from the team who beat Palace 2-0 away in the Premier League last time. Out go Mendy, Laporte, Ake, Cancelo, Sterling, Rodri, Torres, Aguero and Jesus. For PSG, Mauricio Pochettino makes 5 changes from the team that beat Lens 2-1 at home last time. Outgoing are Dagba, Gea, Danilo, Draxler and Sarabia. For the Citizens then, they line up with Ederson, then Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones and Walker are back 4. 3 in front of those are Gundogan, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva. And then up top, Foden, De Bruyne and Mahrez. For Paris Saint-Germain, Navas in goal and Diallo, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Florenzi across the back 4. 2 holders in Paredes and Herrera, then Neymar, Verratti and Di Maria, with Icardi just ahead of them, and Kylian Mbappe only fit enough for a place on the bench. We're closing in on kick-off at the Etihad. It's the second leg of the Champions League semi-final, with City 2-1 up from the first leg. And for Pep Guardiola's side, they make 9 changes from the team who beat Palace 2-0 away in the Premier League last time. Out go Mendy, Laporte, Ake, Cancelo, Sterling, Rodri, Torres, Aguero and Jesus. For PSG, Mauricio Pochettino makes 5 changes from the team that beat Lens 2-1 at home last time. Outgoing are Dagba, Gea, Danilo, Draxler and Sarabia. For the Citizens then, they line up with Ederson, then Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones and Walker are back 4. 3 in front of those are Gundogan, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva. And then up top, Foden, De Bruyne and Mahrez. For Paris Saint-Germain, Navas in goal and Diallo, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Florenzi across the back 4. 2 holders in Paredes and Herrera, then Neymar, Verratti and Di Maria, with Icardi just ahead of them, and Kylian Mbappe only fit enough for a place on the bench. We're closing in on kick-off at the Etihad. It's the second leg of the Champions League semi-final, with City 2-1 up from the first leg. And for Pep Guardiola's side, they make 9 changes from the team who beat Palace 2-0 away in the Premier League last time. Out go Mendy, Laporte, Ake, Cancelo, Sterling, Rodri, Torres, Aguero and Jesus. For PSG, Mauricio Pochettino makes 5 changes from the team that beat Lens 2-1 at home last time. Outgoing are Dagba, Gea, Danilo, Draxler and Sarabia. For the Citizens then, they line up with Ederson, then Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones and Walker are back 4. 3 in front of those are Gundogan, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva. And then up top, Foden, De Bruyne and Mahrez. For Paris Saint-Germain, Navas in goal and Diallo, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Florenzi across the back 4. 2 holders in Paredes and Herrera, then Neymar, Verratti and Di Maria, with Icardi just ahead of them, and Kylian Mbappe only fit enough for a place on the bench. We're closing in on kick-off at the Etihad. It's the second leg of the Champions League semi-final, with City 2-1 up from the first leg. And for Pep Guardiola's side, they make 9 changes from the team who beat Palace 2-0 away in the Premier League last time. Out go Mendy, Laporte, Ake, Cancelo, Sterling, Rodri, Torres, Aguero and Jesus. For PSG, Mauricio Pochettino makes 5 changes from the team that beat Lens 2-1 at home last time. Outgoing are Dagba, Gea, Danilo, Draxler and Sarabia. For the Citizens then, they line up with Ederson, then Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones and Walker are back 4. 3 in front of those are Gundogan, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva. And then up top, Foden, De Bruyne and Mahrez. For Paris Saint-Germain, Navas in goal and Diallo, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Florenzi across the back 4. 2 holders in Paredes and Herrera, then Neymar, Verratti and Di Maria, with Icardi just ahead of them, and Kylian Mbappe only fit enough for a place on the bench. We're closing in on kick-off at the Etihad. It's the second leg of the Champions League semi-final, with City 2-1 up from the first leg. for Pep Guardiola's side. They make 9 changes from the team who beat Palace 2-0 away in the Premier League last time. Out go Mendy, Laporte, Ake, Cancelo, Sterling, Rodri, Torres, Aguero and Jesus. For PSG, Mauricio Pochettino makes 5 changes from the team that beat Lens 2-1 at home last time. Outgoing are Dagba, Gea, Danilo, Draxler and Sarabia. For the Citizens then, they line up with Ederson, then Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones and Walker are back 4. 3 in front of those are Gundogan, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva. And then up top, Foden, De Bruyne and Mahrez. For Paris Saint-Germain, Navas in goal and Diallo, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Florenzi across the back.
Right, they're about to kick off. And at the Etihad, there's a bit of snow on the ground. Been sleeting and snowing as the players take an eat. There's no room for racism, is there, in sport or in life as a whole? Anyway, now that is done. Our referee, Bjorn Kuipers, can get the 2 teams underway, both in their normal strips. PSG in dark blue with a red band down the middle, and City in sky blue, white shorts, sky blue socks as well. And City favourites to go on and get through the tie. Played down already, holding his foot and trying to work out Florenzi. Just got caught late there by Phil Foden. Florenzi, a loanee from Roma, who's just found he's got a new manager today. I don't know if you'd be surprised to find out that Jose Mourinho has taken over for Roma side, who are unlikely to get to the Europa League final. 6-2 down there, aren't they, this season? Air shot there from Riyad Mahrez. Unusual for him, just over the halfway line on the right hand side. And then an early foul as we see Paredes brought down. One of many Argentinians in the Parisians team, as Fernandinho puts the next reducer in. And fouls are plenty for the moment. Fernandinho there just catching Di Maria, from a Brazilian to an Argentinian. Perhaps no love lost. And City baring their teeth early doors. And Mauricio Pochettino looks on. His men need to be a single purpose tonight. They need to grab goals, don't they? They need to score 2 goals. It's as simple as that. We'd expect City to get at least 1, if not more. So for the Parisians, they need to hit the back of the net. But of course, Kylian Mbappe only fit enough for a place on the bench, which makes it something. He's not really fit, is he? Struggled with a calf problem that meant that he didn't play at the weekend. John Stones a header away, but the ball will break for Di Maria just at the edge of the area. Maybe a chance for Icardi. Ball chipped out to Florenzi, but it gathers pace, and he cannot get on the end of Neymar's little cross-field ball there. So no Mbappe, or he's on the bench, but you know, if he was fit he'd start. So he's on the bench today. The 2 goalkeepers, Rico and Randri Mami, and then Kera, Mbappe, Rafinha, Danilo, Mushikin, Sarabia, Kazawa, Draxler, Baka and Dagba. So again, PSG on the ball, and again Neymar looking for that crossfield ball. Again, he can't make it. Gundogan steps away from him, and then another would-be challenger. His ball on the inside is deflected off Florenzi, but breaks kindly for Bernardo Silva. Now Kyle Walker down the right-hand side over the halfway line. He goes backwards to Mahrez, then Fernandinho. We had Mahrez again. Fernandinho's made the move. And now Walker looking to play a first-time ball, and he's inside. But it wasn't a good ball. And now PSG have it back with Diallo. And eventually plays that off Riyad Mahrez. And that will be a throw for PSG. And the ball now with Prenel Kimpembe. And then the Costa Rican Keylor Navas. Ball out to Florenzi again. From Marquinhos back to his goalkeeper, but they're being pressed here. De Bruyne now pressing Kimpembe, who's out. Ball wasn't so good. But they've made that move stick, and now they can get forward with Di Maria. There's another foul on Diallo, I felt there. Referee might just be having a word here. 4 minutes in, and I'm counting that's the 4th foul for Man City, but he's let play go on, and again the camera lingers on Fernandinho. Anyway, the ball in the middle of the park with Verratti, and PSG trying to keep all with Paredes. Little turn from him to escape De Bruyne, and then the ball back into midfield with their number 10 who've gone a bit deep there, Neymar. Ball back over the halfway line, and across the back four with Kimpembe. Marquinhos shows for him, but Verratti goes short and picks it up more centrally. Ball with Marquinhos now, who just toe bongs it outright. Florenzi chips it into a gap where he thinks Di Maria should be, but he's not there. The clearance isn't great though. The ball now with Diallo, left hand side, an opportunity. His shot comes in from the edge of the area. That's blocked at source. But a good start this by PSG. They're still trying to make it work. Left hand side at the edge of the area. Trying to get their little bit of work in there. Herrera coming to join in. Now in the box, maybe a chance. Di Maria's shot is blocked away by Bernardo. And so City getting a couple of blocks in early doors. And then Di Maria falling into the box, claiming for a penalty. But Bjorn Kuipers was there, and he's not buying into that. But anyway, your heart's in your mouth, isn't it, really? And then it's whether VAR is going to look at that. Paul van Bokel is our VAR referee. So I don't know if he looked at that or decided there was no case to answer. But I've got to say, it's a really impressive start by PSG. Verratti now putting Kyle Walker under pressure, and he gets away from him as well. Now into the box they go. Chance for Neymar, lays the ball out, but Stones intervenes. Ball comes back. Diallo, ball into the box. Maybe an opportunity. They're claiming a handball there in the box, and as the referee pointed to the spot, he may well have done that. Bjorn Kuipers has said that Zinchenko handled, and well, VAR undoubtedly will take a look at this. Zinchenko doesn't believe that he handled that one, and when a cross comes in from the left hand side, it looked like it skipped off his shoulder. Let's take another look at that. Neymar tried to head it. Hit him on the top of the shoulder. I don't think that's there. Well, Kuipers had pointed, but he's saying it's the top of the shoulder. No way can that be a handball. Zinchenko was telling the referee exactly what he thinks, but there is no way. That's almost off his back, and I think they've just about come to the right decision, the penalty check. And what's Bjorn Kuipers doing here? He's saying, well, right, he's just pointing out to PSG players, he virtually came off his back there. Don't know why they're making such a big heated debate about it. It's a no-brainer. It's not handball. You know, it's not. It's in the T-shirt. It's not, you know, but it's on his back there. I don't know why. And Pochettino's in the technical area demanding something off the ref. No, making too big of a deal of that. But I tell you what, PSG have made a very lively start, and for City, you know, they may be ahead and all that. They may want, you know, they may be happy with what they've got, but they've got to play better than this. They're going to get stung. We haven't seen much of Mauricio Icardi, but this guy got over 100 goals for Inter, more than a goal every other game, and he's lethal, you know. But you can't invite PSG into the game, Mbappe or not. Neymar's a talent. Icardi gets goals. We've seen that Di Maria thrown himself into the box. He's desperate and will do anything. And here now, maybe an opportunity. Bernardo having a scrap there with Kimpembe. And then the ball goes out. Did it double kiss there? No, it didn't. It is a PSG throw in, which they take quickly. Verratti turns back on himself. There's another foul there this time. Well, they seem to be taking it in turns, but it's De Bruyne who we haven't seen go forward yet. So Man City have made a really slow start to the game. It's all PSG. As Fernandinho, good read here, finds Gundogan in midfield, forces the ball forward to Mahrez. Ball caught in his feet there, and then he's brought to the ground. That's a foul from Paredes. And first 10 minutes have absolutely flown at the Etihad. But for the minute, Man City fans will be watching this game through their fingers, sat behind the couch, almost like watching Doctor Who when you're a kid. Frightening. They need to do better. Here is Zinchenko now over the halfway line, but he's forced to go backwards, and he finds Ruben Diaz, and then Stones, and then Fernandinho. Kyle Walker over the halfway line, and happy to go backwards, but it's all a bit too negative, really. Pochettino said before the game was played that his team had got to be braver, try and get on the ball a bit more, make sure that they get a little bit here. Zinchenko, it's a good break by him down left hand side. He cuts the ball back. Real chance here for De Bruyne. De Bruyne's shot is deflected. Might just come out for Mahrez, and Mahrez rolls it into the back of the net. City have grabbed the first goal. They've been under pressure, but boy have they come back in style, and they've grabbed the first goal with Riyad Mahrez. Well, that was against the run of play. He'll take that. Almost passed it into the back of the net. What a start to the game. What an important goal. Let's take a look. Zinchenko started his run inside his own half. It was a brilliant ball from Ederson to find him. His cutback was good. De Bruyne's shot deflected by Florenzi, but right into the path of Riyad Mahrez. So, wowee, what a start to the game. And maybe an element of good fortune about the deflection of Florenzi, but nonetheless it's a very tidy finish from Riyad Mahrez. And I don't really know how Navas got beaten. I didn't believe that he believed he was ever going to save that. And the Etihad against the run of play. Man City have grabbed their first goal. They're under pressure. Di Maria fell into the box claiming for a penalty. Then we saw VAR. Zinchenko, did he handball it? No, he didn't. And then a breakout. Ederson, a brilliant ball over the top for Zinchenko. His cutback was good. De Bruyne then had a shot deflected off Florenzi, which dropped kindly for Riyad Mahrez, who almost passed it into the back of the net for 1-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate. So what a start. What a start for Man City. And Riyad Mahrez, second goal in the tie. And they take that after a shaky start. Boy, would they take that. And but that's them all over, isn't it? They may not have seen much of the ball early doors, but there's no denying the talent that they put out in the field. And it was a brilliant clearance from Ederson to find Zinchenko, and a brilliant run from the left back. And PSG having to perhaps overbalance, undone by that very fact, and all that has led to the first goal for City, and then 3-1 on aggregate. For PSG, let's face it, as I've mentioned, I didn't think City were going to be nil tonight, and for PSG they've got to score 2 goals. I don't think things necessarily have changed that much for them. They've made a good start to the game, but you don't get anything for that, do you? It's all about putting the ball in the back of the net. That's exactly what the citizens have done. Still a little bit of sleet on the field of play. Been a mucky night driving over the M62 tonight. It was like being on the log flume at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And anyway, here come PSG now. Angel Di Maria looking for Diallo, puts a ball into the box, too close to Ederson, and he comes and gets a comfortable take. Not a great ball that, and he would need to do a little bit better. Abdou Diallo, the Senegalese. Zinchenko, ball to Gundogan, and then Diaz, Zinchenko, Gundogan again. Good play by City, Playing out the press now, Fernandinho. Ball back to Gundogan. Gets it out with his feet, but he sliced that ball. Diallo makes up Paredes. Good looking ball forward. And Neymar, brilliant stuff from him. He's on balance now, trying to get through a gap. Was he brought down from behind? Yes, he was, says Bjorn Kuipers. Brilliant play from Neymar. And it was Gundogan sucking in behind him. There were a whole host of players attracted to him once he gets going. But Gundogan, very deliberate, messy challenge from behind. And, so what Pep Guardiola thought of that. Now, what we're going to get, it's central. We could get right foot or left foot here. Di Maria's stood up, but he didn't put the ball down. I fancy it would be Neymar, right-footed. Anyway, there's a neutral in this. I want to see as many goals as I can get, but for PSG and their fans tonight, if this hits the back of the net, then it really, truly is game on. Gundogan's just lying beneath the wall, so he's going to have to go over the top here at Neymar. Up he steps, the Brazilian, and the shot deflects off the top of the wall, and that will be a corner kick. So cracking start to the game. That looked a pretty good free kick. Fernandinho just able to deflect that over the top. I dare say that was going in, Anyway, a corner kick now. And the dangerous Neymar goes over to take it. And Marquinhos in there. Whole host in there. Paredes as well. Ball cleared at the near post by Zinchenko. Got a long leg across. Going back to fetch it. Marco Verratti, the Italian. Verratti's still on the ball. Chops it out with his feet for it. Neymar. He lays it forward down the flank, and a cross comes in deep. Up go the heads, and that's come off the crossbar. Deary me, Marquinhos must have thought he'd scored there. Rose highest, got a great header in, and it came off the crossbar. Well, they've been pretty sloppy so far, but PSG have been unlucky. Here comes City going forward again. A great little ball forward now to De Bruyne. Edge of the area, looking for the cut back into the feet of Riyad Mahrez, but really a good play by Ander Herrera. He deals with that. And then Fernandinho rather chopping away at Verratti. Wins the challenge. The referee didn't call that. The PSG, though, back on the ball with the Paredes now in the middle of the park. Dabs a good looking ball forward for Icardi. He'd come a little bit deeper. And now with Florenzi down the right hand side over the halfway line. Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 on aggregate. Cracking start to the game, and Pochettino's side have really turned it on tonight. City made 9 changes from the team who beat Palace 2-0 at the weekend. And when you've got a star-studded lineup like them, you can do that. The likes of Sterling, Jesus, Aguero, Ferran Torres, Cancelo. International players only good enough for the bench. Foden judged to have handled the ball there. Again, not sure it necessarily came off there. Foden just gets manhandled there, trying to waste a little bit of time. Can't afford to do that, not at this stage. And City have just got to be a bit more ambitious, really. No way was that off his arm, it was off his chest. The referee can't give everything that the PSG players are claiming for. If they get anything off this, it'll be a crime. No wonder Foden wasn't happy with that. Anyway, last time they got something going forward, the ball came pinging back off the crossbar. But anyway, can Angel Di Maria and find another one of his teammates here. Marquinhos, the main target. It's Neymar who puts the ball in. Headed up in the air by John Stones. Edison comes to pick up the pieces, and he does. And he does that really nicely. Kimpembe is down. And the ball won back, and it's hit. Oh, just wide by Di Maria. Well, Ederson looking to play it out quickly because Kimpembe was on the floor, nearly caught out by his own avarice there. And when the ball dropped at the feet of Di Maria, well, it was all down to a really bad first touch there. And who was that by Bernardo? And that was so close to being one apiece. Unbelievable stuff, really. It's like the Keystone Cops. I mean, in actual fact, there was nothing wrong with Ederson's clearance. Just Bernardo made a mess of it. Anyway, they're a little bit lucky. Kimpembe's still down, by the way. Talk amongst yourselves, because none of that play should have gone on, because the referee should have spotted that there was something up with him. And let's take another look. John Stones rises, and in doing that, Kimpembe is always second best, and he catches the elbow of John Stones. Stones only got eyes on the ball there, and Kimpembe came off very much second best, but the referee should have been on that like a flash. You know, Prenel Kimpembe is still down, you know, and it sees collisions, isn't it? You know, and head injuries that you've got to be careful for. Now, he was lying down for an age there, and referee, thank goodness he's getting back up, but the referee's got to be more watchful than that. Bjorn Kuiper's not exactly covering himself in glory so far. He's made wrong decisions. He pointed to a penalty that wasn't VAR, ruled it out. You know, every time PSG throw their hands in the air, he's giving away a free kick. You saw clearly he gave a handball for Foden, and he can't have seen it. He cannot have seen it. You know, and what we saw was it came off Foden's chest. Anyway, ridiculous that, and I thought he was a bit better than that, Bjorn Kuipers. Anyway, City now playing out from the back with Ruben Diaz down the line. Poor ball made good by Foden, and then Gundogan. Ball out to the right side of Walker, then Mahrez, still inside his own half, held up by Diallo, and then Stones. City being forced into their own half. Zinchenko now back to Diaz, and then the ball fired forward onto the chest of Foden, and then he's caught the meat in the sandwich there. Not a popular decision necessarily there. Herrera thought he was fine with that challenge. I didn't see too much wrong with it. Maybe referee trying to put wrong some rights, but for me, he doesn't need to balance it out. He just needs to get it right in the first place. There's a good little break, then spoiled by miscontrol by Bernardo, and then which way is the referee giving it? And again, Ander Herrera squaring up with Gundogan. A lot going on out there, and I don't quite know why. City have certainly strong-armed early doors. Referee, I don't think he's having a good game, as I've just mentioned, and now he's calling Ander Herrera to him with a yellow card. Well, yeah, I think he overreacted Ander Herrera there, quite frankly, but whether that's a card or not, I don't know. And he's saying, what, me? No way. Well, he plays out on his sleeve. Let's take a look. He jumped into Bernardo, and Bernardo had his elbow out. And then Gundogan, I don't know why he's squaring up with Gundogan, but anyway. And Herrera was a bit late, but I thought Bernardo did well to leave an elbow sticking out. So both players got hurt in that. And then what hurts more is, for stupidity's sake, Ander Herrera got a yellow card. He didn't really deserve it, but I don't know if moaning's... well, when you moan at the referee, sometimes you can get a card, but I don't really understand that. No, ball back to Ederson. He closed down by Di Maria. Then the outball's not particularly good. City is struggling to get out their own half. Kyle Walker then balled down the line. That's a good ball. Bernardo stops it. Looks who's there on his inside. Well, there are plenty of players on the inside now. Zinchenko is one of them. Lots of ground for him to run into, and he will do. Just at the edge of the area, looking for a give and go with Foden. Foden gets it back, steadies up, goes back to Zinchenko. Back to Foden at the edge of the area. They're working their way backwards. Foden then picks up the pass from Gundogan. He straightens up. Paredes gets a foot in, and PSG now are on the attack. And players going down like nine pins. Paredes, they thought he was brought down. Long ball looking for Neymar, but it's too long. And it's into the arms of Ederson. So, Yeah, what a wicked start to the game we've had as Fernandinho looking to win a challenge with Icardi. But players going down all over the place out there. At the Etihad, PSG can think themselves unlucky that they haven't got a goal today. We saw Marquinhos with a brilliant header that beat the keeper and came pinging back off the crossbar. Then Ederson looking to play on when Kimpembe had gone down, rolled the ball out to Bernardo. He lost control and it was straight to Di Maria. Ederson was out of his goal, but Di Maria put the ball just wide. It's still 1-0 to City on the night. A little bit lucky at that though, really. And PSG have played really well, and I think they've been a better team. But you know, you've got to put the ball at the back of the net, and that's exactly what City have managed to do. And you know, that's what you pay the big bucks for, isn't it? Rather than being easy on the eye, it's all about finishing. Really, here's Gundogan at the edge of the area for City. Ball finds Zinchenko. Played his part in the first goal, just at the edge of the area. PSG, I think, got so far forward, and it's heartbreaking for them when they have to go back into their own half and defend. But that's what City have got to keep them honest. You know, so far City have been a bit belt and braces, really, with what they're trying to do, and that's allowed PSG to get on the front foot. But listen, the counter-attack was magic that got the goal. Anyway, here comes Kyle Walker now down the right-hand side, looking to cut past Diallo. In fact, that was Mahrez, but he couldn't break past him. And so it's still PSG who are looking to hit back. And they have hit the bar, or the crossbar. And then we saw Di Maria going very close. They've had a couple of penalty shouts. Di Maria kind of jumping into the box, and then when a cross come in from Neymar, they're all claiming a handball. Just as well there is VAR, because the referee has been mugged twice about PSG claiming a handball when it wasn't. At least VAR was there to rule it out. Actually, Zinchenko on the back. Herrera now driving forward. A good ball out to Neymar out on the right hand side, into the box then. Trying to dribble past 1-2. He makes that stick. Ball to Verratti at the edge of the area. And now the cross comes in deep, but too deep. And Herrera can't get on the end of that. The twinkle toes there by Neymar at the edge of the area. He has got some quality about him, doesn't he? Whether you like him or not. Histrionics and the drama of it all. But yeah, he is a cracking player, all right. And he's having quite a good game out there. In the Championship, there's a game tonight. Luton 0, Rotherham 0. And Rotherham got games in hand, don't they? But need to win them if they want to stay in the Championship. Here now is Bernardo Silva. Got a bit of ground to run into. Finds Riyad Mahrez out on the right-hand side. Now he comes up more central. Looks for Gundogan. And now with De Bruyne. Straightens up, edge of the area. Foden tries to flick the ball over the top. Florenzi gets a foot in, and De Bruyne is happy to leave that one go out, and that will be a corner kick for City. League 1 tonight. Blackpool 1, Doncaster 0, Charlton 1, Lincoln 0, Shrewsbury 0, Ipswich 0. That's all League 1. About 60 odd minutes gone in those. Anyway, where are we? About 28 minutes gone, and it's a corner kick for Man City. And the ball was taken short to De Bruyne, then now to Foden. Kyle Walker, good ball out to right hand side. Now Mahrez puts an early ball in. Ball headed away by Kimpembe. Florenzi then picks it up. Can Fernandinho pick a pocket? No, he can't. And in the end, he's put in a foul instead. And Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0. The Parisians certainly playing quite well. The ball laid on the plate to Neymar, but he's not going to run past Kyle Walker like that. Walker's initial mistake, but pace to burn, and that's what's always been able to get him out of trouble. I've often thought he's not a brilliant player, but he's got brilliant pace about him. As now Mahrez is over the halfway line, closed down by Paredes, and now a ball back on the inside to Foden. Gundogan, and ball just played back. PSG had been pressing, and now they've stopped. Icardi's scarcely had a kick, but he now is pressing Kyle Walker. Ball down the flank. Good first time ball to find Bernardo Silva. He has got the wrong side of Verratti and drives forward. Ball just laid back to the right hand side for Mahrez. And the ball from Mahrez picked off by Di Maria, but he's lucky to get it back, Bernardo. And then now a ball to straighten up. Riyad Mahrez finds Phil Foden. Foden finds Gundogan. And now a chance for De Bruyne, fairly central, right-footed curling shot, and that's well wide. And we haven't seen much of Kevin De Bruyne. I just wondered, after an incredible display by Aguero at the weekend, whether we were going to see him tonight. I just thought he looked like he properly rolled back the years, didn't he, at the weekend? And he was so impressive. You know, Jesus only on the bench as well, Raheem Sterling, plenty of goals in those three. And then somebody who I think is going to be it, Ferran Torres, who's going to be full of goals in the years to come. Anyway, all just on the bench. And I don't quite know, sometimes I think in European football, Pep Guardiola sort of outthinks himself. Regardless of what formation, what team he plays, you know, it's Man City. He's got some good players out there, but so far I wouldn't have said that it's necessarily working out. Here's Di Maria just over the halfway line, and he leaves it to Neymar. Neymar's a good ball forward, and then the cross comes in. Maybe an opportunity, a little step over there in the box by Di Maria, but in the end, Florenzi's cutback deserved a better finish than that, or some kind of finish. It was a beautiful ball into the box, and all it got was a Di Maria step over. I don't know if he got a shout from a City player there, but he might have taken that on. Gundogan robbed in the middle of the park, and they're surely doing well. Di Maria now right hand side, held up by Zinchenko. Got the ball on a string tonight to Di Maria, and then Verratti has got De Bruyne nipping at his heels. Ball goes backwards then to Marquinhos, and then Verratti, and now he puts it forward. But they've been very impressive tonight, PSG. They're a goal behind, but they're playing ever so well. The stats are that they've had about the same amount of possession as City. They've had 5 efforts, not one on target though. Ederson has yet had to make a save, and that's their problem, isn't it? Their key cog is on the bench tonight, Kylian Mbappe, who gets the lion's share of their goals, both in Ligue 1 and in the Champions League as well. The ball eventually goes all the way back to Keylor Navas, the Costa Rican that finds the vice-captain, Kimpembe, who got clattered early on, competing with John Stones and kind of nodded the elbow. Here is again Di Maria, very impressive tonight. Good little step over to beat Mahrez. Now Neymar, edge of the area. Can he get a shot away? Into the box he goes, Neymar. Forced back though, goes back to Diallo. Then Verratti, edge of the area. Now Ander Herrera just hiding behind the referee, but the ball goes to Marquinhos. Can he get a shot in now? Straightens up, puts the ball in. Meat and drink for Ederson, who comes out and claims, and he's comfortable doing so. Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 on aggregate then. The Parisians playing well, but not able to force a shot on target just yet. Foden, good footwork down the left-hand side. Keeps hold of the ball well. Takes it away from Florenzi, finds Gundogan and Fernandinho. In the opposition half now, City. Bernardo, and then Fernandinho. Oh, it's a poor ball given away. Icardi then looking for Neymar. Kyle Walker's going to get back goal side of him. Neymar forced to hold him off, and that was sloppy play that by City again. Now the ball with Paredes and PSG in enemy territory. Diallo's the out ball on the left hand side, and Kimpembe finds him. Now he just pushes forward. Mahrez there. Bernardo comes to help out. Ball goes back on the inside to Paredes. Held up by De Bruyne. And then the ball back out left hand side. Diallo again. Verratti. And now with Di Maria, he's gone a little bit deeper as an early run, but he ignores it. Forced to go backwards. Now Marquinhos over the halfway line. PSG pressing, trying to get forward with Florenzi. Looking for the give and go with Herrera. Ball goes back to Marquinhos, keeping the ball well, but not really going anywhere at the moment. Looking for the give and go, but Herrera forced back toward his own goal. And now Marquinhos back over the halfway line. The ball to Verratti, but going backwards. Kimpembe closer to his keeper now than Ederson. Kimpembe out of his feet to Ander Herrera. Poor first touch, and it goes all the way back to Keylor Navas. And it's just sloppy bits of play that really. Anyway, the ball now with Kimpembe out to Florenzi. First time ball, that's better. Ander Herrera. And now an opportunity then for Paredes to get forward. Paredes straightens up and runs past Riyad Mahrez. Di Maria picks the ball up left hand side. And now he's got Diallo on the overlap. Diallo, plenty of room to run into. But he just backs off a little bit. The ball now with Verratti. And now with Kimpembe. And so Marquinhos straightens up. Good ball from him. 2 in the box now. Icardi's 1. Neymar the other. And Herrera in there. Florenzi at the far stick as the shot comes in from Herrera. And that blazes over the top. The former Man United man. Decent looking left-footed strike. Try to catch out Ederson at the near post. And there we see Pochettino. Little round of applause. Cagey contest this one. At the Etihad, still Man City have the advantage on the night, and 3-1 on aggregate. It still remains the fact that PSG have been the better of the two teams. You know, they've had several chances really, but yet to force Ederson into a save. The latest effort was a really good cutback from Alessandro Florenzi on the right hand side, right into the box. Di Maria decided to step over the ball rather than take it on, and that was a mistake because there was nobody in behind him. So it's still City have a slender advantage on the night. Yes, they do, and City now on the ball. It looks like there's a foul there. Diallo a little bit late on Mahrez. The referee comes across. And let's take another look at that. I don't think there's a foul at all there. I think, again, the referee's been mugged, and I don't care if that's levelling things up. He should do better than that, you know. He doesn't seem to know a foul from a bit of kidology tonight, but anyway, it is what it is. Very difficult when all the players are diving around. And it's a bit jiggery-pokery tonight. But I think City have sort of fallen into the Di Maria trap, really. You know, I think they're fighting fire with fire, and that's vaguely disappointing, really. Anyway, free kick dealt with by the first man. Di Maria trying to clear his lines and claims handball, and they've been doing that all night. Well, was there a handball? I don't know now. It's like the crying wolf that many times. If you're a City player, you might as well handle the ball. He's going to give it anyway. As Mahrez, a really poor attempt to challenge Neymar, who burst past him over the halfway line. Cuts back to Verratti, then Paredes. And so, they're making inroads at PSG. But can they get a shot on target in this first half? Foul on Neymar, just tripped up by Bernardo. And Neymar just shoves him in the chest there. And Fernandinho comes across. Paredes says, what are you doing holding on to the ball there? He thinks they're time wasting. He may have a point. But I think they're a little bit ill-tempered. PSG, I would say, dominating play. I mean, it doesn't look like that in terms of the stats, in terms of possession and what have you, but they've been the better team. They've created more chances tonight. And here they go again with Di Maria. Down the right side, gets the ball into his left foot. It scrapes across in, blocked by Zinchenko, but comes back out to Paredes and then Verratti. Nice little turn from Verratti to get rid of De Bruyne. Ball goes out left. Diallo. We've got Kimpembe ahead of him, and he will find him. Ball back for Verratti. Kimpembe now at the byline. Puts a good looking ball in. Comes off the knee of Stones and then will be cleared. long and over the halfway line. Nobody there for City. And yeah, it's one of those games. Not so used to watching Man City be bested, but they are being bested tonight, and somehow on a rare breakout they've scored a goal. 3-1 it is on aggregate as Di Maria picks the ball up. Now Florenzi, and then Herrera, walking pace now PSG, and then the ball swept out of the feet. Marquinhos though is giving it away, and an opportunity now for De Bruyne driving forward. He's got Mahrez on his inside, but instead he finds Bernardo Silva, and well, a bit of a lack of ambition there. But now Foden on the overlap, back to Riyad Mahrez, and then he tries to drive the ball across, well read by Verratti. Neymar picks the ball up, but this time he's dealt with. Gundogan tries to barnstorm through. He might just break for him into the box. Kimpembe, a vital leg there to take it away from Gundogan. So, ball then back with Ruben Dias. Still not closed down, but Florenzi reads his ball now with Di Maria. He's the furthest forward for PSG. Gets the ball out of his feet. It's not a good ball. Kyle Walker picks it up before Verratti can get there. This game still has City the lead on the calling now is the 11th minute. Must have just been 11 minutes. A goal from Riyad Mahrez. Ederson with a great ball out to find Zinchenko. He put the cut back into De Bruyne. Shot blocked by Florenzi into the path of Riyad Mahrez, who beat Keylor Navas at his near post, and he did it a bit too easily, really. Anyway, here is Bernardo now, held up, but just looking to give and go. And then Foden rides two challenges, and he straightens up here. It's a good run by Phil Foden, just at the edge of the area. Can he find a pass? He sure can. Zinchenko, into the box he goes now. They've got to stand off him. He finds De Bruyne, looking for Riyad Mahrez, and he tries to get a shot away, but he's blocked off, and the ball loops up, and it's easy then for Navas. Brilliant play from Phil Foden, showing a touch of his quality and a touch of class there. But that's one instant from him, and there's probably been about 5 or 6 times we've seen Di Maria do that tonight. Another brilliant ball from Di Maria, finds Icardi, edge of the area. He shows too much though to Ruben Dias, who dispossesses him. And now with De Bruyne, a straight ball looking for Foden, but Marquinhos had read that. He goes back to his keeper, Keylor Navas. Good ball to Paredes, who's able to turn. Now he finds Ander Herrera, who's now striding toward the halfway line. And over halfway is Florenzi on the right-hand side. The Italian goes back to Herrera, and then with Neymar. Another good ball forward to Di Maria. Been a constant out ball tonight. Played well. I can't remember Di Maria playing so well as I've seen him tonight. Sometimes I've thought flat to deceive a bit, but I don't think he knows his role in this team all right. Anyway, the ball with Florenzi to Herrera, and then Marquinhos, and then Kimpembe working their way backwards again. Nearly 43 minutes gone as the ball goes out right one more time to Florenzi. Back on his inside, Di Maria pulling the strings tonight. It's a good ball for Neymar, a chance for a strike. That's a block by John Stones. And now the ball into the box. Zinchenko holding up Verratti. Verratti ball is inside. Neymar in the box. Can he get a shot away? Keeps hold of it, twinkle-toed. And Herrera trying to force the crossing, blocked by Diaz. Corner kick. Good play that by PSG. Good defending by Man City. They've been worked hard. At Ruben Diaz doing a really good job there, getting that block in. Now a corner though. We've already seen Marquinhos with a header hit the crossbar. And angle Di Maria, get his angles right. Anyway, the ball that comes in, up go the heads, headed by Fernandinho near post, and at the far post, Kyle Walker now Bernardo. And they've got the break on here. If he can play the ball quickly enough, he's running with the ball. It's Foden and Zinchenko. Ball went to the right hand side. There's 2 players out left. I think the ball should have gone left. Raking ball left hand side. Too late. Way too late. And Bernardo there, I thought, needed to play that ball much more quickly. You know, transition there was slow. when they probably had 4 against 3 there, Man City. There's now Kyle Walker on the ball. Fernandinho, challenge from behind. He goes down theatrically. Referee not buying that. Here's Neymar now on the ball. And he's looking for a gap. Icardi gets it away to Di Maria, now driving towards the heart of the goal. And eventually the ball thumped away by Gundogan. And the ball just laid out. Was it played off Phil Foden? Yes, it was, by Marquinhos. Quite clever stuff, that. And we're closing in on the end of 45 minutes. There haven't been too many stoppages out there, although Kimpembe was down for a while. We got a goal. Possibly 3 minutes then, perhaps. We'll find out soon enough. Anyway, Paredes now on the ball over the halfway line as PSG played well so far this first half, but nothing has worked out for them. And they're now with their right back Florenzi to Marquinhos and Kimpembe again, and Diallo. No, he's going to Neymar instead, who in turn goes to Diallo. And the ball out to the right hand side. Paredes now the spare man in the middle. He's bypassed Marquinhos, an easier pass. Herrera now. 3 minutes added on. Florenzi dabs it forward to Di Maria. And the defender's running away from him there. Ball comes across, Stones heads it away. Derson would have caught that, but now Di Maria. Chance to cross again. But this time Zinchenko slides in. And we'll be able to clear his lines. Puts his left boot through the ball, long and over the halfway line. And that's good stuff by De Bruyne. And he picked it off Marquinhos. And now's a chance to hold the ball up. And he does. Goes back to Bernardo on the left-hand side. City over the halfway line now with Foden. And Foden happy to go back. And they'll be delighted to take 1-0 in at the break. They, I think they've been second best this first half. And the only thing that's denied PSG, the crossbar really. Derson's not needed to make a save. And I wonder what they could have done had Kylian Mbappe been playing. They've had enough of the ball though. Anyway, Stones now to Diaz, to Zinchenko over the halfway line. As the ball then just touched off by Foden to Gundogan. And he's able to straighten up there away from Paredes and Verratti. Ball now with Riyad Mahrez into the box. Can he cut it back? Gets a shot away, and that's been saved by the keeper near post. Another shot comes in, big deflection, and that's gone out for a corner. So again, great work by Riyad Mahrez. He drove into the box, got a right foot shot away. I think that was on target. And he's looked very lively tonight. And no doubt there that Navas forced to make a save. So they're the two notable points, really. The goal and that effort. Anyway, corner kick now, an opportunity for City. Ball comes in, Navas punches away. Ball breaks to Mahrez at the edge of the area. Early ball into the far post. Up go the heads. And I think it came off Ruben Diaz, lasted it. Or was it Florenzi? Well, it looks like they've given another corner. They're all hanging around inside the box. Only 30 seconds left of this first half. It's been compelling watching. I can feel the nerves out there, really. It hasn't been a great game. As the ball comes in and then headed away. I think there's a foul there on Icardi. Anyway, not given. Throw in to Man City. And then early ball in from De Bruyne. Not a great one. And Pochettino ready to go back to the dressing room. And the referee has called it for the half. So 1-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate for City. All down to Riyad Mahrez, who's been lively. PSG have played their part, but the closest they could get was Marquinhos header that hit the crossbar. And Riyad Mahrez, his goal on 11 minutes separates the two teams. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate. Then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty. That was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score.
At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, Riyad Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header. They thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then. Got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the Etihad at half-time, it's Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 3-1 up on aggregate, then a touch of fortune about that. PSG have hit the crossbar with a Marquinhos header, and they thought they'd got a penalty that was ruled out by VAR. Di Maria thought he'd got a penalty, but it fell into the box. We saw Di Maria gifted the ball, shot just wide, but the one goal that did come was for City. On a rare counter-attack, we had Mahrez then got on the end of a De Bruyne shot, blocked by Florenzi to score. At the
Right, we're back, and now that Neymar has tied his laces, maybe they can get him off to a start. But I thought PSG played pretty well in that first 45 minutes, and they need a little bit of luck, don't they? But they grabbed the next goal. All of a sudden, it puts City under a lot of pressure. You know, if they can win 2-1 on the night, PSG will take it into 30 extra minutes, and then who knows, maybe Mbappe comes off the bench and springs a surprise. At the minute though, Man City 3-1 up, and if City grab another goal, if City score next, I think that's the game done and dusted. But a little mistake there by Florenzi, who apparently, along with Cengiz Under, will be up for sale. And Jose Mourinho's taking charge of Roma. Anyway, now the ball fired through by De Bruyne, and Navas comes sliding out and will get it, though. That was a deflected little ball through. Yeah, Florenzi's a loanee from Roma, and Jose has just taken over. So he'll want some readies in, and apparently Florenzi is up for grabs then. Maybe PSG will want to sign him permanently. Anyway, here Foden controls the ball, steps away from would-be challengers. Good ball forward to find Gundogan, steps on the inside of Florenzi. And now plenty of time on the ball, and just chips it back to Diaz. Controls and passes, finds Foden. We had a good first half. Gundogan now driving forward. He drives into Marquinhos. He takes it off him. Candy off a baby. But Icardi runs into Fernandinho. Same thing there. And now a chance for De Bruyne. Over on the right hand side, he's got Mahrez. Back on his left to Fernandinho, who chips it out to Zinchenko. Left hand side, Bernardo now. Bernardo Silva. And I did think for City, took a long while to get used to life after David Silva, who was absolutely brilliant, wasn't he? Such an effervescent player. Gundogan, I thought initially had struggled a bit, and then somehow has absolutely refound some brilliant form, hasn't he, Ilkay Gundogan? But the ball there just bypasses De Bruyne. Foden closes down Navas, flicks it forward. Neymar come deep for it. It's a good ball for him, though, out to his right hand side. And Florenzi, now Marquinhos. And now Verratti. And now Kimpembe. And again, Neymar dropping deep. Lovely little drag turn and flick of his left boot forward to find a teammate in Verratti. Scoops it forward, Neymar. Lovely little beach football vignette from him. And City struggling to lay a hand on it right now, but Fernandinho wins the ball. That was aimed at Neymar. Now Mahrez come in to stop. Verratti runs through 3 would-be challengers and keeps on going. Ball to the edge of the area. Maybe a chance. Di Maria's strike. It comes off the back of Diaz. There's another good block. Florenzi picks up the pieces though in City territory. Goes inside his own half to find Kimpembe. As Paredes short, but he rolls it out left hand side to Diallo, whose attempted pass to Neymar is picked off by Fernandinho. And it's a shame he's not a few years younger, isn't it? Fernandinho, still such an important player for City. As Mahrez does well to win the ball away from Neymar. And then he's playing down the line. Diallo fouled him, but had he known the ball was going to roll out, he would have left him alone, wouldn't he? Anyway, 49 minutes gone. Some good work there by Riyad Mahrez, who was brilliant, wasn't he, at Leicester when they won the title. And he may get a little less game time, but it's always worth watching, isn't he? Bags of skill that he's got, really. And probably playing at City, I mean, it might even prolong his career. You want to win titles and that, I'm sure he's well recompensed for the odd time he's got to sit on the bench. But right now, amongst the more important players for City. And here he is on the ball. And he cuts inside it. Diallo, it's too strong for him there. Not according to the referee, though. It's a foul. I just thought that he didn't really cut that well on him. And instead he's trying to run through Diallo. He can't make himself invisible there. Abdou Diallo. And I think the referee got that wrong. But anyway, it's a City free kick. 51 minutes in, and Kyle Walker spoons one up in the air, headed back by Florenzi, and comes off the shin of Gundogan. Paredes and then Ander Herrera chests it back to his keeper. Curious passage of play that. For me, I'm not sure exactly why Kyle Walker's playing when João Cancelo is on the bench. For me, he's a better player, and I think maybe Kyle Walker's there just in case we do see Mbappe, as Fernandinho goes right through the back of Verratti. And it's about his 4th foul, that. He's lucky that he didn't get booked. Anyway, he doesn't. And so just Ander Herrera, who kind of talked his way into a booking in the first half. He's incurred the referee's wrath tonight. As Di Maria again challenged well by Fernandinho. Di Maria will get the ball back now. Steps over it. Gets rid of Gundogan. It's a good ball out to Diallo, left hand side. He's at the edge of the area. Neymar, just a magician with the ball at his feet there. Steps away from 2. Looks to straighten back up again. Fizzes the ball. Looking for Verratti. All he can do is keep it in. But he did well there. Did better. Played it off Kyle Walker. And has won his team a corner kick. Man City won. Paris Saint-Germain 3-1 up on aggregate. But if the Parisians score the next goal, it's game on. Di Maria with the corner kick, then up go the heads. That's headed away at the near post by Fernandinho, who's been the pick of the City players tonight. There's some decent performances. I think Foden's played pretty well at times. They've had a lot of hard work to do. Diaz has defended very well. Anyway, another corner kick comes in. There's a player down, but what they're saying there, well, Kepa's having a moan. Has given a free kick against PSG, I think. Let's take a look. Well, Paredes dives to the floor there, and obviously there's contact with him and Ruben Diaz, but just a bit too much amateur theatrics there from Leandro Paredes, the Argentinian. This ball now chipped out to Kyle Walker, controls it and then forced to lay it back. And they're pressing the ball really high up the field. PSG. Zinchenko gets caught there by Florenzi, but Florenzi had closed him down well, but couldn't really control. As Kylian Mbappe looks on in the stand. Almost, I don't think we're going to see him. Surely if he was going to play a part there, we'd have seen him already. Good ball to De Bruyne, and he's got Foden ahead of him. Foden now driving into space. He's one-on-one in the box with the keeper. Drives the shot in. A good save by Keylor Navas. I thought that could have been two. I think he was onside there as well. That's the best chance in this second half. We'll take another look at it. Did he keep onside? Don't think he did. Anyway, Navas saved. Spared blushes there. Maybe the ball should have got to Foden a little bit sooner than that. Anyway, you got to give credit to Keylor Navas because he put in a good save. Anyway, City back on the ball at the edge of the area with Fernandinho. It's a lazy looking chip in to find Gundogan, and a shot from the edge of the area. That's another good save from Keylor Navas from Foden. As City now trying to come on strong, but PSG play out the press, and then Neymar, good work from him. Verratti down the line, but it's a really good effort there to stop that ball from Kyle Walker. But it breaks back to Neymar. He's driving forward now. He's got Di Maria with him as well. Edge of the area. And Icardi. He goes by himself, Neymar. And eventually shot blocked away by Zinchenko. Stones. Diaz. And Zinchenko have a hug there. They've done their job. Neymar was greedy. I thought he had an opportunity there. His head was down. He was looking to get the shot away. And it's Zinchenko block in the end. But this game is ratcheted up a notch. Here we go again. Di Maria trying to break into the area again. Good work by Zinchenko. Alexander Zinchenko having a good game. But now I think they're going to give a foul. Bernardo. Is that Florenzi marking him? Who looked like he maybe has got an elbow in the chops there. But well, this game's gone up to 11. Anyhow, now Paredes, a ball back from Icardi. I like Icardi's a goal scorer, but he hadn't had much of a game tonight, and you know they're so badly missing Mbappe. Kimpembe out now to Diallo, left hand side, and he goes back on his inner to Verratti, flicks it back to Diallo, who and in turn goes back to Paredes, and now Marquinhos well over the halfway line, nosebleed territory for the big number 5, and then Florenzi gives it away. Now the counter attack is on, and for De Bruyne, just holding on to the ball. Marquinhos comes back and takes it off him. You've got to do better there. Couldn't hold that ball up. There's Marquinhos then back on the ball with Paredes, and the ball out left hand side for Diallo, stealing a yard there, and Kyle Walker comes to greet him, but Diallo now on his inside. Fernandinho gets up sides him, puts a good challenge in, puts him off. Now Gundogan runs around his opposite number, Paredes, straightens up, and now De Bruyne looking for an early ball. It's hit too deep, that, and over the shoulder of Mahrez. At the Etihad, it's still Man City 1, PSG 0. The Parisians need to score next. They had a really good opportunity a couple of minutes ago when Neymar burst through into the box, and I thought the ball maybe should have come back on the inside to Di Maria. He went by himself and eventually ran in to Alexander Zinchenko, put a great block in. We've seen that Man City's Phil Foden break forward. His shot saved by Keylor Navas. He may have been offside. Another shot from the edge of the area just a second later, saved by Navas as well. So, yeah, all sorts going on out there. Rip-roaring game of football this. As City again pick the ball up in midfield. And now with De Bruyne and Foden and then Gundogan. And a really tight triangle trying to keep possession. That could be half the battle for them. I just think in playing that little bit of keep ball of and maybe playing into PSG's hands a little bit tonight. Anyway, Bernardo now creeping forward with Riyad Mahrez. De Bruyne's first touch semaphore really, and Herrera picks it up now. Kimpembe first touch lets him down, finds Herrera, ball back on the inside to Navas. All he can do is put his side foot through that, and that will be a throw-in for City on the right hand side, just over the halfway line. So it's an interesting game, this one. You can't really take your eyes off it. Here's Bernardo. I think City could grab that all-important second goal tonight and make the game safe, but that's what it will need. And until then, I'm enjoying it. It's a drama, all right. PSG have got a goal in them, there's no doubt about that. And if they score next, then it probably is game on. I keep saying that, but you know, as we see, Ander Herrera held off there by Riyad Mahrez, and the assistant referee claims that that's a foul, and his referee agrees with him. So, yeah, there's still that jeopardy in the game that makes it a good watch. Man City are not home and hosed just yet, but I guess if you're saying PSG are playing well, but the truth is Ruben Diaz has put a couple of good blocks in. We saw Zinchenko from Neymar, and Ederson is getting really well protected tonight, and that's the problem, isn't it, for the Parisians. Both teams are defending high up the field, keeping a shape up the field. But anyway, so far so good for City and their fans. Been a long time, hasn't it, since they were last in a European final. Don't want to jinx them, but about 51 years ago, isn't it? You know, and at the time, you know, I remember a very good City team in the 70s. You know, watching those guys, they were good. Yeah, Bells and Asa Hartfords and all that. There was a bit of a lull, wasn't there? And of course, the drop down divisions, and feed the goat and he will score and all that. Paul Dickov, seem to remember, met him at the races when he was playing for City. Anyway, Nicky Weaver met as well. Daft as a brush he was. Anyway, been a long time coming, hasn't it? European final for City. No one guaranteed anything nowadays, but of course now one of the big guns out of European football, and the mystery is that Pep Guardiola hasn't quite taken him there. But here an opportunity, ball into the box, and John Stones deals with the cross that comes in from Di Maria. Zinchenko trying to win the day, but Di Maria gets a second dab at it. Ball comes in. Walker then a shot from the edge of the area. Ander Herrera, what was that blocked by? Well, who was it blocked by? Ruben Diaz, who is having a cracking game. Well, you know, the other side of the City at Man United, what a good player Ander Herrera could be, and not just for his time at Old Trafford, but his time at Bilbao, when quite famously they got one over on Man United, didn't they? Anyway, Ruben Diaz now sliding out, and apparently that's a handball. And Kuipers has got those wrong all night, the Dutch referee, but let's take another look. Anyway, we're looking at the shot from Herrera, and that was blocked by the chest of Diaz. The half volley. Icardi goes off, but it's Moise Kean comes on. We're not going to see him, are we? I don't think Icardi's played well, but anyway, it's a chance for the number 18, Moise Kean. And Ander Herrera's had a decent game, but he goes off, and it's the German international, Julian Draxler, has come on. Anyway, free kick now for PSG. They're a little bit deeper back, and fairly straight as well, this ball. Neymar then chips one down the middle, and eventually Fernandinho is able to thump that ball away. So here now on the counter-attack, Phil Foden over the halfway line. They've got 4 against 3 if he can use that ball quickly. Now a give and go, and he puts the ball across. Riyad Mahrez sweeps it into the back of the net, and City are going to go to that Champions League final, you know. They're 2-0 up now. It's 4-1 on aggregate. That's job done, and that's a brilliant breakout there. And in the end, a perfect ball from Phil Foden. And still a little bit of work to do for Riyad Mahrez, but he's done it again. And it's his 3rd goal in the tie. I just thought they'd maybe made a muck-up of this. They were 4 against 3, and the ball was played slightly behind De Bruyne. Did well to put a good ball back, but it's a left foot finish into the roof of the net, and Mahrez has sealed the deal. I don't think there's any comeback now from Paris Saint-Germain, and it looks like a snow globe but now at the Etihad, but there's only one team that'll be celebrating it, and so yeah, that's just exactly what Guardiola's team required. And I think that's PSG's chance is pretty much done and dusted. They played well tonight, but they've been hitting on the break twice now. And twice Riyad Mahrez has been the destroyer-in-chief at the Etihad, where we think it's all over now in the tie. Man City 4, PSG 1, 2-0 on the night, and 2 goals for Riyad Mahrez. Another counter-attack. The second half's been a bit more even, really, but a good break down the left-hand side. Foden played the ball slightly behind Kevin De Bruyne. Got out of his feet, though, back to Foden, rolled one across the box, and there was Riyad Mahrez to sweep in an emphatic left-footed strike into the roof of the net for 2. And, that's it, isn't it? You know, the game was swinging by a thread. It was really. We talked about jeopardy and drama, but that goal has probably taken the sting out of that. And so Man City very likely to go to that Champions League final. And now we can have all those, if you're a City fan, all those lovely thoughts about what are we going to do. Would we fancy Real Madrid more than Chelsea, perhaps? You know. I don't know. I think Madrid for me, because they're still going in La Liga, it might well be them that we see a shot from the edge of the area for PSG. Not a good one. I would fancy the chance against Real Madrid more than Chelsea at the minute. Anyway, that may be a load of hogwash. We know that they've got European pedigree, don't we? But I just feel that there's 1 or 2 have been injured out for long, struggling to get back to full fitness. A lot have played so many hours this season to be out on their feet. Here we see a shot from Draxler. That's blocked away. Another block from Ruben Dias, and well, he is. Be earning the nickname The Wall, won't he, the way he's played tonight, but he's really done a great job for his team. And Ederson, you know, just had nothing to save. Say, look mate, you're making me look bad here, I can't save anything. But you know, really, he's a strong candidate for man of the match tonight, Ruben Dias. He really is. But anyway, PSG have not given up just yet. Verratti trying to break past a foul of Fernandinho, and then Mahrez gets a leg round Neymar and tickles the ball away from him, but it's still a foul. Neymar's still able to have a little bit of a laugh and a smile. Fair enough, but he'll still be desperate to do well. Verratti now on the ball, chips it to the left hand side, and well, the deep ball comes in from Di Maria, and it's gone round the back, that, but again Ruben Dias is there at the near post to deal with that. Well, in the Championship it finished Luton 0, Rotherham 0. In League 1, Blackpool 2, Doncaster 0, Charlton 3, Lincoln 1. No goals, Shrewsbury, Ipswich, ball into box, and looking for Moise Keane, but in the end Went through the box and just about dealt with there by Kyle Walker, 3/4 of the way through this game. But PSG need to do something, and soon. Well, the ball comes in, headed away, Foden, and then Florenzi doing really well there. But Verratti slips and the ball flicked forward, and well, De Bruyne only had one to beat there in Marquinhos. Had they been able to get the ball to him. Look at Ruben Diaz, just pointing, gesticulating about what he wants, and he's been a colossus tonight. And there's so many blocks, and we're going to see a red card for Angel Di Maria, and the game getting a little bit tasty. Paredes now trying to get involved, and Stone's just laughing at him really. And don't know what's happened there, because I didn't see the initial foul, but Angel Di Maria's got himself sent off. And they showed that lack of discipline in the first leg, didn't they? Idrissa Gana Gueye was the man who got sent off. Di Maria had a good game, but VAR red card check now. Well, Di Maria is so stupid there. Ball goes out and he tangles with Fernandinho, and then he steps on his ankle. I don't really think there's any way forward there. Just the red mist went up, didn't it? Argentinian with the Brazilian. I mean, clearly Fernandinho played his part in that. He's winding him up. But that's like kids, isn't it? Ooh, he's winding me up. Well, did he? Did he really? Well, you know what? Just keep on playing. No, they're not going to win now, are they? They had a slim chance, and now they've got no chance. And it's ill discipline which has cost the PSG. I feel that with Neymar and Mbappe, they've got two of the best players in the world, but I like players like Sarabia who can't get a game in this Champions League, but they're just not strong enough in the middle of the park. And having said that, they've dominated a lot of play today. I thought City tried to wind them up early doors, and that clearly has worked out for them now, as Maris goes down, getting a bit tasty. I don't think we're going to see the end of the cards. I think PSG believe that they're out now, as Verratti runs across the back legs of Foden, and he gets a yellow card now. And then Kimpembe is telling Foden to get up, and it's all getting a little bit naughty out there. I mean, there's no attempt to play the ball from Verratti. I don't know quite why he's getting so excited about it all. At the Etihad, Man City have won the game. They're 2 goals to the good, 4-1 up on aggregate, and now Paris Saint-Germain have had a man sent off in Angel Di Maria, tangled with Fernandinho, who played his part in that, but in the end Di Maria stamped on him. You can't do that. They had a VAR red card check, and that was right. We've just seen Verratti booked, and I don't think we've seen the end of the histrionics at the Etihad. So, that's unfortunate. Zinchenko, the latest to go in, and the game has descended into farce now. And Fernandinho getting across with Zinchenko. Paredes just chucked the ball at Foden's head, and Zinchenko there. Paredes just had an arm across his throat there, Zinchenko. Quite how he didn't get a yellow card, I don't know. Just to confirm Verratti's yellow card, which we told you about, and then Zinchenko's. Wowee. Very ill-tempered. I tell you what, Verratti there, why is he not sent off? And then Neymar pushes Mahrez, and the referee's lost control here. Verratti should get sent off. Riyad Mahrez just burst past him, little Cruyff turn, he's hold of his shirt, and then he just jumps through his back legs. This kid's just been yellow carded, and the referee's not done anything. Absolutely ridiculous. The referee's been poor tonight, absolutely poor. He's been mugged half the time. Every time PSG have asked for a handball, he's giving it. It's a good job there's been a bit of VAR. Anyway, now De Bruyne driving forward into the box, and Verratti claims he got something on the ball there, but well, Verratti will be lucky to stay on the field of play tonight, and it's getting a bit heated, which in a way is stupid, and in another way it's quite entertaining, I suppose. But yeah, what you don't want to see is any of those City players. It should be a cracking night for them, but if all they're doing is getting chopped down, then if somebody gets injured out there, then that's ridiculous. A challenge there by Florenzi, just booted De Bruyne, and the referee just doesn't want to know, and he got his back to that, but suggesting he has got to keep an eye on what's going on. Anyway, Riyad Mahrez. He slips a challenge now, driving into the box. An opportunity for him to get a hat-trick tonight. His shot is blocked by Marquinhos. Brilliant challenge from him. And then Paredes. He jumps out of the way of De Bruyne, and De Bruyne gets a yellow card. De Bruyne couldn't make himself invisible. Paredes is cutting in the middle of the park there, but I don't know. This game is absolutely descended into farce. And this referee has not got a clue. He's having a shocker. But there we go. I don't think it's easy refereeing a game like this. I do not, and I don't envy him. But then again, that's his job. He's got to do better than he is. Anyway, I'm going to see a change now, and well, they're taking Paredes off before he gets sent off. Verratti's the one who needs to come off, and I think we're going to see that. Danilo's coming on for Paredes. And well, it's a double change, so who's the next man on? Well, Florenzi goes off, and Dagba comes on. So that's like for like. Anyway, City back on the ball with Bernardo, then Riyad Mahrez. Another strong candidate, man of the match. Mahrez has took his goals nicely tonight. I'd still make Ruben Diaz man of the match, I think. Ball now forward. And then the ball just chipped into a gap by Fernandinho. Launched back at the goalkeeper. And Navas nearly runs into trouble. Did well then to get the ball away to Dagba. Gets his first touch under pressure from Foden. So the game got a bit of heat to it. And 10-man PSG now trying to do something with Verratti, who should have made it 9 men PSG. He should have got 2 yellows. Anyway, I digress. So Di Maria was having such a good game, but in the end he reacted. Fernandinho, really razzed him up, and he reacted that badly. He's stamping on Fernandinho. There's nothing else that the officials could do but show him red. Here Gundogan now gets the ball out of his feet, and then De Bruyne, beautiful ball for Gundogan. Puts him goal side and into the box now. He's held up by Marquinhos, who he looks a good player, the skipper for PSG. And the ball goes back for City. So, yeah, I was musing before that about who City would like to play in the final. It's a lovely sort of, would you rather have these or them? And for the City fans right now, I mean, there've been successes, haven't they? And it's going to be another title this season as well. It's a shame we didn't see what unfolded at the weekend. The Man United fans put pay to that fixture. If Liverpool had won, then Man City would have been, Premier League title winners already. Here comes Foden into the box. Oh, and he's off the post. His shot had Navas beaten, but Foden's having a good game tonight. And that inside left, right foot strike, just off the base of the post. Oh no, that really would have been rubbing it in, but anyway, Neymar on the ball. Fernandinho just blocks him off, and Fernandinho is good. Neymar looking to take revenge Now Mahrez at the edge of the area, and Kevin De Bruyne's shot is drilled well wide in the end. Man City 2, Paris Saint-Germain 0, 4-1 on aggregate, and then Neymar losing his temper now. And well, for all I said that PSG have played well, they've had 59% possession, 12 efforts, still yet to get one on target. As well, we see Verratti robbed up the field, and then see Danilo putting the foot in, trying to take the ball away from De Bruyne before he pulls the trigger inside the box. Verratti's such a lucky player to be on the field. But again, just because City are winning 2-0, it wouldn't bother me that had Verratti gone and then City can, grab a couple of goals against 9 men. That's what happens with ill discipline. I don't think he should be rewarded. I mean, Verratti absolutely chopped Mahrez down, having pulled his shirt when Riyad Mahrez gave him the old Cruyff turn in the middle of the park. And you can't do that, can you? And what we want to see as football fans, we want to see the skill. I want to see Riyad Mahrez put a Cruyff turn in and get past Verratti and not have his shirt pulled and then not be chopped down at the ankle. And that's what that should be. Yellow card all day and every day. Anyway, for City, for me, I'm just hopeful that everybody is fitting well after this. Foden now into the box. The shot saved by Navas. And Navas balls the ball out to Neymar. Did well there. As again, Fernandinho, again, he's been immense tonight. Reach play again in the middle of the park. Like I said, if only he were 5 years younger. But then you'd say that about Aguero, wouldn't you? And Colo Touré as well. You're rolling back the years. And David Silva, we've already mentioned. But City keep finding them, and there's lots of hope, isn't there, when you can bring a Phil Foden through, when you've got a Ferran Torres, when you've got such good players banging on the door to get in. And at one point, I thought Benjamin Mendy was the best left back in Europe. I think it's been a bit of a struggle since his injury. I've seen João Cancelo play internationally and just thought, wow, we haven't quite seen that for City, but we're going to see it. And I think we've seen more glimpses of that this season, and he's going to be awesome. So, reasons to be cheerful for City are many and varied. And I still think City's fans don't take any of this for granted. A lot of them are long enough in the tooth to have seen, not exactly the glory he is, but we mentioned that as well. The likes of Goethe and Dickhoff have played their part, and that was exciting in its own way, wasn't it? But all that means that a lot of the City fans do not take what's happened in more recent years for granted. Good ball now to Bernardo from Riyad Mahrez, but he turns tail and himself goes backwards. Bernardo now driving into the box. He's slalomed in, and eventually Kimpembe comes across and blocks him off. But he'll put a lovely move in on Diallo there. So 9 minutes left, and we're going to see Gabriel Jesus come on for Kevin De Bruyne. And I think, he'd been getting involved a bit. And so the number 9 comes on. He's a decent player, isn't he? Maybe to save some legs out there. And again, it just shows the absolute strength and depth as we're going to see Raheem Sterling come on as well. And it looks like Bernardo Silva will be replaced by Raheem Sterling. He's played all right tonight as Bernardo. I mean, he's got such an engine on him. As we're going to see another change now. And it looks like Mitchell Bakker has come on. So, didn't see who he replaced. Pretty much academic now, isn't it? 2-0 up against 10 men. Man City have got a corner kick now. Mahrez just signalling the ball to the far post, flicked on by Keylor Navas, and that will be another corner kick this time on the left-hand side. 83 minutes gone. Man City 2, PSG 0. The Parisians have played well tonight, but it just hasn't gone their way. Mitchell back on for Abdou Diallo, the left back. So Foden goes over to take the corner, and in the box, well, they take it short actually, and Raheem Sterling gets the first touch, back then to Zinchenko, and then Foden. And Foden held up, but plays the ball back. Again, Raheem Sterling wanting to pick up the ball every occasion. Ball rolled out to right hand side for Riyad Mahrez there, then held up by Baka. Ball into the box, Raheem Sterling again. Gets it out of his feet, looking for the give and go, but the touchback was too heavy. And might have been John Stones. Sergio Kun Aguero about to come on. He was like lightning, wasn't he, at the weekend? Absolutely rolled back the years. Yeah, what a man. And his manager couldn't speak any more highly of him. But he just strikes you. He's a man of great integrity. And what a player. You know, the ball's won by Phil Foden in the middle of the park. Long ball forward looking for Riyad Mahrez. Did he control it with his hand? No, but Mitchell Bakker gets back at him there and he's able to take the ball away. Verratti's still on. Kyle Walker slides in and wins the next ball. So, Man City 2, PSG 0, 4-1 on aggregate on the night. And they've made it look relatively comfortable tonight. You know, PSG have played their part, but Marquinhos has had a header that hit the crossbar. But really, you know, that aside, which he couldn't save, Ederson has not been forced into a save. They've not had one effort then on target. You know, 12 efforts not on target. As Foden will be the man replaced. He's had a cracking game. And so, yeah, we're going to see the number 10 come on. I think they just put the board up for the 9, but that's what we've already had, isn't it, Jesus? So, Aguero comes on, Foden goes off. Another feather in his cap tonight. I mean, it's a big game, isn't it? And, you know, who do you trust? Well, he's absolutely not worried about putting the youngster in. And he's still a youngster, Phil Foden. You know, but learning all the time. As now Jesus. Then Mahrez, then Walker. And then the Rock, Ruben Diaz. He's been superb tonight. Long ball over the top now, looking for Raheem Sterling. He can't keep his feet. And he was always falling down there. Just keeps on going. Well, we know that Pep Guardiola has got a very strong squad. And, well, he could pick two different teams, perhaps, that could go on and win the Champions League final. But for these players, they know he thinks very long and hard about the tactics he's going to employ. But one or two will be thinking, well, I could be in that team. Bakker trying to get the run on Kyle Walker has struggled to do that. And he can't hook his left foot round that ball sufficiently well. So, yeah, it's we're at an impasse, aren't we? It's exciting. This game is done and dusted, though, really. So we look forward to Wednesday's game, don't we? Chelsea against Real Madrid. That's one apiece on aggregate. And, of course, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. What we saw initially when we had the first lockdown and everything was that without the fans, it can prove a real leveller. And I think that, you know, could well be the case. Oh, a terrible challenge there by Kimpembe. And he's going to go in the book. Yellow card. Mistimed that rather than nasty, I feel. I honestly do think that, and I said it at the start of the season, Chelsea have got the squad, and I believe that they'll be title contenders next year. And it was just a case of settling down, which they've done under a manager who's decided that he's going to make them hard to beat. And now, having done that, and you know, where they can nick a goal here or there, and all of a sudden they. You know, it seems to have got them going in the right direction. Not only that, but they spent a lot of money on German signings, and now they've got a German manager who maybe will know to get the best out of Timo Werner. I don't really rate him that much, not for what we've seen yet, but I do think that Kai Havertz has got a chance of being the next big thing in the Premier League. Pulisic, I think, is as good a passer as Beckham, and I think if they can settle all those players down, Hakim Ziyech's a good player, and then N'Golo Kante, obviously. So many good players there, aren't there? And maybe Tommy Tuchel is getting a tune out of them. Good ball forward, looking for Neymar into the box. He goes. He's held up there by Kyle Walker. He's still got the ball at his feet. Options running out, perhaps. The ball comes in, and Marquinhos has a shot. It's deflected off Mahrez and spoons up in the air. And that's an easy take for Ederson. I still don't know really if that's going to be recorded as a shot on target. Anyway, semi-finals of the Europa League on Thursday. Arsenal against Villarreal in the lap of the gods, isn't it? Although the other game's done and dusted. Roma would have to produce a miracle then against Manchester United, wouldn't they? You were 6-2 up after the first leg at Old Trafford. Mahrez chopped down by Danilo. Danilo gets a yellow card. And now Neymar's down. I don't know what happened to him, but anyway, there's a lot going on, and it's a terrible challenge from Danilo. I mean, no attempt to play the ball. And what happened to Neymar? He got Kyle Walker takes the ball away from him, and there's a tangle. Danilo got a yellow card. The yellow, I don't know. There's no orange card, but you know what I mean. It's one of those. It was an awful challenge, and Neymar just got unlucky there, tangling with Kyle Walker. Anyway, Verratti and Fernandinho having a chat, and Fernandinho I don't think's got a yellow card tonight, but quite how he's managed that I don't know, because he put in a lot of fouls, have been involved a lot. But I think if you're going to be sneaky and get away with it, then all right. He's certainly done that tonight. The City players booked with Zinchenko and De Bruyne, and for PSG, Kimpembe, Herrera, Verratti, obviously Di Maria straight red, and now Danilo have all gone in the book. Long ball chipped over the top, maybe a last chance, but dealt with by Ederson, and then the ball seems to have rolled off a PSG boot. They go back to Neymar, who controls it, and then maybe he's caught by Aguero, and then he is caught by Fernandinho, and they just chopped down. And again, surely it's a card by now for Fernandinho. I mean, I like him, but he's taking liberties there. No, apparently not. If I'm marking our referee tonight, I think I'm giving him about 3 out of 10. We're into added time at the end of 90 minutes. He's telling Sergio Aguero to be quiet now. Well, Neymar's going to take this one, but unless this goal's going to count for 3, I don't see quite how he's going to help them, if he can hit the back of the net with it. Anyway, it's fairly central, and it would actually suit a left-footed, but he's all right foot. Anyway, he puts the ball down, and maybe Ederson might have to make a save. And the ball is hit over the top, so no. So for all their good play, for all their clever bits and pieces, they've not managed a shot on target tonight. And well, you're not going to get to the Champions League final doing that, are you? Anyway, dying embers of the game, and Mbappe leaves his seat. Disappointing. He could have dragged that team final, but without him, they've been toothless. The referee has blown his whistle now, and it is at Man City. He'll be going to that Champions League final. They celebrate their first final for 51 years in Europe. Man City 2, PSG 0 on the night. 4-1 on aggregate. And it's a big deal, all right. The tears out there for some of the City players. 2 goals then for Riyad Mahrez on the night. First on 11 minutes. After Ederson had put a good ball into Zinchenko, he started his own inside his own half, broke out. Put a good ball is inside to De Bruyne, whose shot was blocked by Florenzi into the path of Mahrez for his first. After the break, Riyad Mahrez got a second with good play by Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne on the break. They exchanged passes. Foden rolled one into the box, and Mahrez finished left-footed into the roof of the net to make it 2-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate, and it's City who will be in the Champions League final. Thanks for joining us.